everybody, this is Johnny S, still with another R6 vlog. Yeah, in today's topic we're gonna talk about something which is off bikes. Don't know what I'm gonna call the video exactly, but it has to do with health. It has to do with our diet, you know, some ideas that I'm having about myself. I want to share this with you and give some background information of me in general. So a little bit of background about me. I do like to do that every now and then, like an introduction, let's say. My name is Johnny S. I'm living in Athens, Greece. I've grew up a big portion of my life, my teenage years in Australia, and we got a YouTube channel which is purely for hobby, let's say, nothing else. So lately I am going to, it's been around 1-2 months. I've started taking care of some dietary things in my lifestyle, so I've changed a couple of things. I will not call it exactly a diet. I'm not following, in other words, anything specific, but I am trying to be careful and watch out for my you know, what I eat. Unfortunately, I'm a person that has not done any physical exercises for many years. And as you grow older, this becomes evident. This has a toll on the body, on your everyday life. Whether that is extra kilos, whether it's a discomfort on your movement, on the things you can do with your child, not many things, you know what I mean? And obviously your health and how you feel. So it's got nothing to do with you know, summertime is approaching. There's a lot of people who, you know, they have gotten into the mood of, yeah, let's get our body ready for summertime. I really don't give a fuck about that. You know, I do appreciate a good, you know, fitness, let's say, body, but I'm not going to go, let's say, overboard with that. And purely I will do it for myself rather than how I look to others, you know what I mean? In general, I do not allow myself, let's say, to become overly weight, meaning like spastic weight, obesity, you know what I mean? But I am overweight in comparison to my height and to where my kilos should be. A little bit of background information about me in relation to that. A lot of people look at me and they will say, "Ah, man, you haven't done any exercise. That's bullshit, and how come your body looks like this, and how come like you got a muscular form, and how come this and how come that?" Understandable. Give me 1 second, we'll go through this and we'll be right back. And we're back. So I'm gonna drive the bike again on 6th gear all the way. And just to show everybody that you can drive it, I'm going, let's say, around 80. It's 120 here. 80 on 6th gear, and I'm opening full gas. Okay, so you can drive this bike on 6th gear from a relatively 70s, 80s speed until whatever, and it is a little bit more economical, let's say, you know, when it comes to gas. The problem is that I would like to have this feeling, because I do this many times, especially off camera. Usually when I take videos, even the parts that I cut out, I try to go a little bit faster and sometimes I put those video clips on the side and I use them later at a later stage. I do a little bit of a compilation and I use them for some music video clips, you know, something that's a little bit faster. Usually when I'm not vlogging or I don't have the camera on, I kind of drive like this, you know what I mean? Not 6th gear all the way, but kind of relatively conservative, let's say. But unfortunately on the 600, when you do this, you lose the power of acceleration, the kick and so forth. And this is one of the other reasons that I wanted to see what a 600 bike will be like, you know what I mean? In theory, you should have more torque, it should be less stressful for the bike to drive on 6th gear because of the extra cc, the extra pull, let's say. And also in relation to revolutions, at the moment I'm sitting around 7,000 revolutions, and I'm doing almost the speed limit, okay? And when I'm driving around 7,000 resolutions, the 1000cc bike, I am guessing, like I said, I don't have it, should be lower than that. So if you think about, you know, how will it work, you know, my bike is has got a lot of revs, let's say. 1000cc bikes have a smaller red line, they're not as big, you know what I mean, but they have the torque, the pull. Anyway, so a little bit of background information about me, because some people say me and they say, yeah, it's bullshit. For sure you're doing something, some physical exercise, and I've got my wife for a witness. Usually when we go out with friends and stuff, they will say like, oh, John does something but he's not telling us, and my wife will jump out and she will make a joke, and he goes, yeah, he's lying to you, he goes to the gym every day. They turn around and say, yeah, see, we told you. And my wife turns around and she goes, this type of gym, you know what I mean? I don't know if you can see by the camera, this type of gym. So she's talking about me being on the computer. So obviously I don't do any exercise, which is really bad, because regardless of whether you're fat, skinny or whatever, you need to keep your body exercised, you know what I mean? And my job is relatively a sitting down job, so I work with in the IT industry, and most of the people, if you ask them, it seems that the revs are very high for 6th gear. Maybe it's the gear change that I've done. And whoever you ask that works on the IT industry will tell you that, yeah, it's a job that is mostly sitting down. You don't get any exercise, which means there is an atrophy component when it comes to your muscles, when it comes to your joints and ligaments and everything, and especially if you're getting older. So the fact that I'm 45 years old means that I need to take care of this a little bit better. And unfortunately, for many years now I have not done this. So I thought to myself, okay, because of work, because of responsibilities and everything, and the mood, to tell you the truth, I mean, there's always time for you to work out. Because I'm not in the mood, at least I thought to myself, try to at least watch out what you eat, and then at some point I would like to slowly get into the exercise component. And because I was a guy that a long time ago in Australia, I did used to work out quite heavily. I was into bodybuilding with my friends, and we're talking about an age of around 22, not 22, even earlier, between 18 and 24, 23, 22, something like that. Because I was a person that was into bodybuilding, meaning that I had a strict regime. I know that I can do this, and I also have a lot of gear when it comes to a weight bench. I've got a running sort of a thing. Anyway, I've got many things in the house, which currently they serve as coat hangers for our clothes, you know what I mean? I don't use none of this, which is not good, you know what I mean? You don't want to do that. You want to, like I said, stay active. So the good thing is that I've got all these things at home, and at some point I'm going to start slowly using it. Another thing is, because I am overweight, you have to be very cautious, especially if it's been many years that you've done any exercise. You have to be cautious when you get back into it, how you get back into it, you know what I mean? You have to start with a few, like you have to start by like walking rather than doing jogging or running, you know what I mean? You have to take it slowly. You have to dedicate some extra time on stretching your body, because you know your muscles have been a lot more tied up, let's say. Let's take this a little bit faster. I hope I didn't scare the guy. In front of us also. Fucking stupid people. So I used to do a lot of bodybuilding, like I said. I'm losing my track of thought. I was intensely doing bodybuilding exercise, meaning high load, low rep. It was at a younger age. I used to take supplements, nothing illegal, let's say. No steroids, no drugs like that, no anabolics, none of that stuff. It was all natural, but it was some crazy stuff, you know what I mean? I used to get a lot of creatine, I used to take a lot of protein, I used to eat a lot. And I used to get some additional supplements, especially for energy, for recovery. There were many different things that I used to take, including royal jelly before my workouts, so that also boosted up your energy thing. So there's a lot of things that I used to do. I tried to avoid pills, whatever has to do with pills, because pills stress your liver. So I was more kind of like drops, you know what I mean, more kind of like whatever. But nevertheless, it was something that I used to do. So I do know about it. I was hardcore into the whole training and bodybuilding resume, which means I know what it entails to have a crazy thing like that. And when you do it at an age when you're, like I said, between 18 and 24, it does develop your body. Your body does get a different form, let's say, both muscular and both structural, you know what I mean? So your body does have that. And a lot of fucking coppers today, fucking coppers everywhere. It's summertime, they're going out to fucking just ride people down. So your body does have a lot of that structural, say, difference, and I think this is what also is the reason why my body is the way that it is, I think. And that's why people get confused and they say like, oh no, he's doing something. Yeah, I'm not doing anything, guys. It's like muscle memory, you know what I mean? Especially if you worked out for many years. And also when I was young, I was playing basketball intensely all the time. I was like a 24/7 basketball guy, you know, I was obsessed. I had no other hobbies other than basketball. I played no games, none of that shit, you know what I mean? I used to be a very outdoor person, and most kids, boomer kids in the 80s, we were sort of outgoing. And that, I'm guessing, has stuck with me, meaning that my body has gotten this look which is more of a muscular sort of like a fitness thing, but I don't do anything, you know what I mean? Regardless whether it looks good to the other people or not, I know the truth. I know that it is unhealthy. I know that I'm not in a physical state that I want to be, and this is the important thing about it, you know what I mean? And this is why you're doing it. You're not doing it to look cool, to look muscular, to pick up the chicks, you know what I mean? I'm fucking married guy with a dad bod. Simply put, you know what I mean? I'm not looking for any of that shit. What you're doing is for you, for your health. And because I had an operation lately, I also went and did a couple of sort of physical examinations to see how I am. Some blood work, some, you know, things like that. And I also had an ultrasound on my stomach, because the operation was going to be on the umbilical hernia. You know, they did an ultrasound on my stomach just to see that everything is okay, that I don't have any problems. And they did find something, which part of the reason why I want to start the diet, is they found a lot of fat around my liver. The liver is the body part that works in order for you to burn fat. And because you're getting older, your metabolism is also slowing down. So you're not burning, let's say, things like you used to burn. And not only you're not burning things like you used to burn, but if you've got additional fat around your liver, that is also affecting the way that your body behaves, you know what I mean? So metabolism plus liver fat equals a lot of killers, regardless if you're working out or not. Now, the way to wake up your metabolism and the way that you can fix your liver, and this is some of the things that I'm doing, not all. One of the things for your metabolism is exercise. You need to do exercise in order for you to wake up that component of your body. Okay, that is something that you need to do for sure, which is something that I'm not doing. As far as the liver, the doctor suggested to me to take thistle, milk thistle. It's called. It's a plant. It's like a flower that it actually helps the liver to burn fat. She told me whether I would like it to be on drops, so like a concentrate, or pills, and I said drops. So it's been a month now. The whole therapy is around 3 months that I take these drops. Obviously it takes time. It's not something that, you know, is done as simple as that. Fucking coppers everywhere. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Yeah, dislike them. Anyway, so I have been taking that, and the next step that I have not done but I would like to do is to get the, as I said, the exercise component. Yeah. So this is something that I've started, like I said, for around a month now. It has been too long, but I will keep it at least for another 2 months, as the doctor suggested. I will take those milk thistle drops, and if in that period I manage to do a little bit of exercise, and when I mean exercise, I mean the absolute minimum. Go for like a 20-minute walk, you know what I mean? At home I've got the equipment to do so. I've got the belt, you know what I mean, the running belt. At least do that, at least do that. And like I said, I gotta be careful, because like, for example, even running, because I'm a lot of kilos, there's a lot of strain on my ankles, you know what I mean? So I do need to start walking. Like I said, it's been fucking ages. It's been many years since I've done any exercise, and you have to take care of your body, you know what I mean? Fuck summer, fuck all this, you're doing it for yourself. And sorry about that. So you're doing this for yourself, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's a little bit of an update about me, what I'm thinking, what I'm doing at the moment, how I'm thinking of doing it. Like I said, it's not exactly a diet, I'm just watching. Just to give an example, yesterday I woke up, I don't eat straight away, because it seems as if my body is not craving for it. So I try to follow what my body says, with the exception of, yeah, like I want to eat all the time. Yeah, obviously not that. but I was not that hungry, you know what I mean? So I woke up, and quite a few sort of hours later, let's say around 10 o'clock, woke up 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I had 2 boiled eggs. I don't go in the process of eating just the egg whites and just this, just 2 boiled eggs, you know what I mean? On lunchtime I had rice, small, a normal sort of quantity of rice, and around 5 o'clock I had another piece of bread and toast. That's it. And that was yesterday. Last meal that I had was 7 o'clock, and since then I haven't eaten, you know what I mean? So that's like the dietary thing. Anyway, we reached my work, guys. I don't know if I'm going to do another one of these videos, but I'll keep you updated. Yeah, I mean, why not? It is interesting. People might want to know. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye.